And then the last movie I saw that was new was just a real treat, a real joy. It's called Thelma.
I'm so anxious to see this.
So let me tell you what happened to me after I saw Thelma. I've talked a couple weeks ago about how I finished my Walter Matthau list, his filmography, and now I want to start in on like what I can of Peter Ustinov. And then Donald Sutherland died, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll try Sutherland because he's been in so many movies that are so well regarded that I haven't seen. So I watched 2 of those, and I was like, you know what? There's too many. He's been in almost 200 movies. I don't think I can do it.
Yeah.
And then I found June Squibb's filmography, and there are only 45 movies, and that includes 3 movies that haven't come out yet. And that's because she didn't start acting until she was in her 60s, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she's 92 now.
Yeah. 2 of them are Alexander Payne, and I know you've covered those already.
Right, so those are her big ones, right? Nebraska was like her breakout. So her first few movies are Alice, Scent of a Woman, and The Age of Innocence. So the first time I noticed her was in The Age of Innocence. I haven't seen Alice, and by the time I saw Scent of a Woman, I was like, oh, Age of Innocence was her first movie. But she actually kind of looks young by her standard in Scent of a Woman when she shows up as one of the professors at the school.
Okay,
but she's just a maid in The Age of Innocence.
Wow, I love Age of Innocence, but I don't remember her in it.
Yeah, because it's a very small role. And I haven't seen Alice, but one day I'll watch all of Woody Allen's movies regardless. So yeah, so that's the 90s. She didn't start until the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, anyway, in this, she plays her own age, a 91-year-old grandmother, or a 93-year-old grandmother who has a really good relationship with her grandson, so much so that when someone calls pretending to be him and saying that he's in jail and needs $10,000, she finds the cash and sends it in the mail immediately. And the rest of the movie is about her struggle to get it back and to beat these expectations that her family has of her, especially after this incident, that she can't take care of herself anymore. It's really delightful. It's a little messy. It is Josh Margolin who directed it. It's also his first feature. It feels very autobiographical. Like it's pretty clear he is the grandson in the movie. His parents are played by Clark Gregg and Parker Posey. So it's a wonderful cast.
You've sold. I love both of them so much. I love Clark Gregg.
Great. I got one more for you because her accomplice, June Squibb's accomplice, is Shaft himself, Richard Roundtree.
Yes. Aren't they giving out a casting award at the Oscars? Isn't that happening?
Yeah.
Just give it to Thelma and call it good.
Yeah, terrific cast. They all do a great job. The movie seems a little confused about what they want Thelma's internal struggle to be as she makes it external through what she says, and then it focuses at parts a little bit too much on the grandson's struggles because he's kind of a slacker, and that's pretty clearly because the grandson is playing the director, and the director wanted to talk about himself a little bit. That's just not interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. The guy who plays the grandson, let me look up his name. I don't want to give him short shrift. He's pretty good. Fred Hetchinger, he's pretty good. But we want to see June Squibb do June Squibb stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Near the end of the movie, there's this is not spoiling anything. There's a scene where June Squibb is looking out the window, and she's so delightful the whole movie. She's so interested in like how things work. Like at the beginning of the movie, her grandson's showing her a website, and she goes, "And what are you doing this on?" He goes, "It's a computer." And she says, "So what's a computer?" But she doesn't actually not know what a computer is. She's asking him like, "How does a computer function?" And he doesn't know, but she's curious about it. So later in the movie, she's looking out the window of a moving car, and she's like, "Look at these trees. They're so gnarled. They're falling down. How are they staying alive? Such spirit. These trees are great." And I was like, that felt really out of nowhere. I wonder why they included that here. It felt like it belonged earlier in the movie. And then during the credits, they show Josh Margolin's real grandmother really saying that. And I was like, that's why it felt like it didn't belong. Because it didn't belong. You just really wanted it to be in the movie.
Yep. And
so that's interesting. It brings up like, directors need to make choices sometimes, and sometimes they don't make choices. And and it seemed like here there were 2 choices that the director made that were a little bit selfish. One about himself, and one about this thing he caught on video with his grandmother that he really wanted to be in the movie. Still, check it out. Also, when I was leaving the theater, I had some time to kill, so I stayed in the theater as long as I could through the whole credits because it's really hot outside. And these 2 old ladies also stayed through the credits, and hearing them talk to each other about what they thought about the movie afterwards made my day. They loved it. They loved it. Yeah. But it's great. I can't imagine anyone watching this movie being like, it's bad. It's a little messy, but it's very funny, and it's unbelievably cute.
Aw. Yeah. I'm excited for it. Yeah. I've been wanting to see that since I heard about it at Sundance. Yeah, it's been on my radar. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. And so I think the next step is June Squibb, full filmography.